Hi there. So I just hung up the phone with someone who said to me, well, I'm responsible for my happiness. And what came after that for her was, therefore, I need to figure this out. I need to get busy. I need to be very vigilant. I need to figure out how to make myself happy because, after all, I'm responsible for my own happiness, right? And it really got me thinking. Is something that I hear so much of. It's a remnant, I think, of all of this very wonderful empowerment stuff about, us being in charge of our own destiny and our own feelings and what you think becomes something that becomes your experience, which of course is the truth. But implied in all of that, sometimes explicitly said in all of that, is therefore you better manage your experience. You better figure this out because you're responsible for your own happiness. And that adds so much anxiety to people's lives. It's one thing that we're not in control of what shows up to begin with, but now we take this task of trying to control what shows up, trying to sift through and focus on the right things and not focus on the wrong things, whatever those are, and look in a direction that feels good and look in a different direction when we feel bad. And it's really sad. It's really hard to see sometimes because we're all just doing the best we can. Thought comes up, we feel it, experience is there, it changes. It's that simple. But what happens a lot is that when we don't understand that it happens that simply and that it happens that automatically, experience comes up, thought comes up, we feel it, and we judge it, and we think about it, and we try to change it. And that adds so much stuff. And then we tell ourselves, well, I'm responsible for my happiness, and I don't feel happy right now, so there's a problem. And then we beat ourselves up for that. And then we go read more books, which takes more of our time. We could be doing something else. You don't need to read so many books. You don't need to do so many things. But we get all consumed in that. And then we don't feel the way the person in the book felt, so we start judging ourselves for that. And it's this horrible, really unnecessary downward spiral of more and more thinking. And it's really, really innocent and really ironic in a sense that the more anxious we are, the faster our mind is going, the more we're going to get sucked into that just out of wanting to feel better. But we have to see that feeling better is natural. It's not a question of addition. It's not that you have not added the right thing. You haven't added the right perspective or the right book or the right coach. No, it is not a question of adding more. I promise you that. Feeling good, being responsible for your own happiness, so feeling your own happiness, is a question of subtraction. It's doing less. It's seeing that you are happy already. You are peaceful already. You have everything you need already. It's in there. You're confident enough. You're smart enough. You're nice enough. You have everything you need. You just have all this anxious thinking on top of it that we all get caught up in at times. So to add more thinking, your mind's up here saying, am I really good enough? Am I really doing well enough? I really should probably read more. I should probably do more. That's your problem. That, we feel our thinking. We feel whatever's on our mind in that given moment. So when that's on your mind, that's what you're going to feel. When you're thinking, oh, so-and-so saw this so much sooner than I did. What's wrong with me? Well, in that moment, when that thought's there, that's what you're going to feel because it's impossible to feel anything else. We just feel what's there in every single moment. And then it changes. And the more we kind of see into that, the less it makes sense to start searching for more and adding more. When this all quiets down, we connect with everything we're looking for already. And I know that sounds a little cliche, but sorry, that's just the way it works. I know, I wish this sounded different, but it's just that simple and it's just that true. So there's really no other way to say it. When our mind settles down, we have what we need. So every time we add more in the name of discovering our happiness, finding our purpose, becoming more, whatever, confident, happy, peaceful, we're actually getting away from it a little bit. But the thing is, okay, now I don't want to scare you with that. This is a really awesome thing about this. You can't get that far away. All you can do is keep adding more thought. Still, it's just thought. It's like clouds. It's like smoke. There's nothing really to it. It's like a shadow, like a really scary shadow that you just think is a monster, but it's not. So worst case scenario is you run around crazily trying to find an ad and do all these things, and you feel kind of bad as you're doing that. That doesn't feel good. You know what? You're going to do that. Eventually you're going to get tired. Eventually you're going to stop. Maybe you even hit a frustration point and you just give up altogether. And what do you know? When your mind quiets down, you're going to start to feel better. Not because you found the right thing to add, because that's what's natural. That's what's in you already. So that's kind of worst case, is we run around and we do all these things, and we judge ourselves and wonder, am I making it better? Am I making it worse? And that kind of sucks, but it's okay because it's not going to go on forever. Now, best case is that we see that, we relax, and we're there. And I don't want to make it sound like we're always instantly there, but when you get this, it's like, I remember the first time I heard someone talk about a safety net. Someone said in a recording I was listening to, there's a safety net built into life. Life, human experience, it has a safety net built in. And I remember just feeling this huge wave of relief. Like, oh, thank God. Now I had no clue what that meant. I was like, where's the net? I don't see it. I don't know what that means. But even just to think that thought for a second felt really good. Like, okay, maybe that's true. I don't get it yet. But maybe that is true. Maybe there's a safety net. And now what I see in that is just that, and maybe I still don't even see it as deeply as I could, but it's like, well, of course there's a safety net built in life, because the worst case scenario is that we get really caught up in a bunch of shadows. We really freak ourselves out about a monster that doesn't exist. That's an illusion in our minds. And, it does kind of suck to really freak yourself out. So it's not a great experience. But there's still not a real problem. There's still no monster. And that's not going to last forever. There's going to be, you're going to get tired. You're going to cry yourself to sleep. Something's going to happen, and you're always bounced back to that clarity, to that better feeling place that's closer to what you're looking for. I think that's the safety net. We're always getting this feedback that's showing us. And then we always get, no matter how bad it gets, we get spit out the other end. I just got off a cruise with my family, and we had 2 water slides on our ship. So I keep thinking of this image of you're getting all wet and all crazy, and then you just get spit out at the end, and it's nice and peaceful. It just spits you right out. That's kind of how life is. It kind of just spits us out of anything. And if you know that, it's a lot easier. It's a lot nicer to be in that crazy water slide or whatever you're in, that crazy emotional mess, when you know that's the worst case scenario, is it's a long ride and you're really scared. But no matter what, that's the safety net. You get spit out in the end. And there really is no real problem. It's just the problems that we create in our thinking. So this video totally went in a direction that I didn't think it was going to go in, but I hope that it's helpful for you. And just been hearing so much of, am I making it better? Am I making it worse? What do I do? How do I do it? And I just really want you to know that you don't have to manage your experience. You really don't. There is a safety net built in. And even if you don't really quite get that yet either, that's okay. If that feels good to know that, just stick with that, because you will see more about it. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.